Obama's legacy was supposed to be Obamacare, but all it left was broken promises and higher bills. And now the receipts are coming in. ICE raids, you got crime crackdowns, and even black voters flipping on a party that swore they had their back. Let's walk through this.
I think it's clear by now that Obama doesn't care. So, President Trump, I think we should get rid of Obamacare. And whatever it is that you come up with, you and your team, you should call it Trump Care. Because clearly, right now, you're the president that cares. We see you shutting down human trafficking. We see you actually giving back the power to the people. We see you protecting the American citizens. We see you stopping wars. We see that promises kept. That you've kept all your promises that you've made to us thus far. Yeah, Trump Care sounds better.
No, that's right.
Fuck Obamacare. Seriously, that's how I feel about it.
You hear that? Obama promised affordable care, but handed folks skyrocketing premiums. Let me get my mic position right. Hold up. There we go. Meanwhile, people are saying Trump kept more promises than Obama ever dreamed of. And personally, from where I'm sitting, I can agree. Trump care versus Obamacare isn't even a debate at this point. It's really receipts versus excuses. And speaking of promises versus reality, let's hear from another brother who had enough of the liberal circus.
You know, I never seen so many stupid liberals in my life. You have a president that's going to go down in history as one of the greatest presidents in American history. You have a president that got the guts to go against this global order, one they used to call the New World Order. That's the order of the globalists. And you got a president that's going against that and trying to fight for the American people and bring back jobs to America that has been outsourced to all these other places for decades. And he's trying to bring it back, and you folks don't want that. He's trying to free up jobs that's been taken over by illegal immigrants, and you guys don't want that. Meaning the liberal, the socialist, the Marxist party. But guess what? Donald Trump and the Republican Party continue to fight on, folks, and we're going to stand behind them. You got a lot of folks that's leaving that party. Oh, yes, you do. People that got skin color like me, done hauled ass from the Socialist Marxist Party called the Democrats.
Boom.
You see, these folks are a lawless party, and they demonstrating it every day. So when they talk about January 6th, let's talk about what they're doing every day right now. Don't even mention January 6th no more, liberals. You don't have no room to even bring that up when you guys creating chaos and violence in all these major cities in America. So just shut your ass up. We don't want to hear from you no more. Matter of fact, we want y'all to just go away. Go away. Because you're not going to run the next election. That's going to belong to the red hats.
Oh, man.
Y'all enjoy your day. Peace and love.
Now, he said it plain. He said it very plain and simple, if you ask me. Democrats keep screaming about January 6th, but can't explain the chaos in Chicago, New York, hell, even L.A. You know, it's real when lifelong voters, people who, you know, look just like us, say, nah, we're done. That's not a meme either. That's a movement. I'm trying to tell you. And if you think that frustration is just online talk, wait until you see what ICE is pulling out of the cracks, all right, of Obama's broken system.
Address in Plymouth. It's the home of a convicted sex offender and former director at the Minnesota Department of Education, who Alpha News exposed in June, sparking an online firestorm over the state's hiring practices. Wilson Tindy, a Kenyan national, was convicted of sexually assaulting a sleeping woman in the Twin Cities after breaking into her home. Tindy pled guilty to the crime 9 years ago. A judge ordered his removal from the United States. But a federal judge ultimately ruled that Tindy's removal was not warranted.
Wow.
Tindy spent 18 months in ICE custody and then landed taxpayer-funded positions at 2 separate Minnesota state agencies.
That's insane.
After our reports, Tindy's status has changed. Address in Plymouth.
So, a convicted sex offender from Kenya working in the State Department of Education. Think about that. I mean, really let that marinate. A federal judge overruled the deportation Obama era of soft-handed policies created that loophole. It took ICE under Trump to actually clean it up. That's the difference between slogans and results, y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Now, I want you to watch how the same rot shows up everywhere, even stealing from charities.
You thought you've seen everything. Could you believe people would steal from a clothing bin and that they'd figure out a way to make money?
Suffolk County officials say a disgraceful scene was played out hundreds of times over the last year. Thieves shoving their entire body into donation bins, then emptying them of clothing intended for people in need.
We didn't know who was doing it, prior to the investigation. They uncovered all of this, and every time they filled us in on what was going on, we were just shaking our head.
St. Vincent de Paul Society officials say they went to law enforcement after years of donations. Their main source of revenue for the poor dramatically dropped. They started tracking the bags. The DA says they uncovered bins being hit over and over, 14 vans and storage facilities. Then hundreds of thousands of pounds of stolen clothing was sold to exporters.
The runners had specific routes and worked long hours, both overnight while everyone else was sleeping, and even sometimes brazenly during the day, including sometimes while church was in session.
16 people are charged, including juveniles, with selling more than 500,000 pounds of clothing worth $200,000.
You are literally taking food and clothing and shelter from these needy people's hands, and we will not stand for it.
The defendants pleaded not guilty. The charity lost an estimated $750,000.
People are getting very desperate and creative, if you will, not in a good way.
Since their surveillance cameras clearly weren't a deterrent, officials with St. Vincent de Paul say they're looking into other ways of making their donation boxes theft-proof. Since the arrests, donations are up 50%.
16 arrested. Half of them illegals, stealing from Catholic donation bins. Let me repeat. Stealing clothes meant for the poor and flipping them for cash. Obama's open door era made this kind of abuse normal. Trump's ICE, kicking in the door and shutting it down. That's the receipts. Chicago, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. They don't want you to hear this one at all.
Well, liberals, you're cooked. You are officially cooked. So, with this whole administration, what they're doing with these raids that we're seeing in Chicago, it turns out they found 83 unlicensed firearms, all right? Trump administration hasn't even been bragging about this. They found 83 unlicensed firearms. And on top of that, they found 7 missing children. The Trump administration hasn't bragged about none of it. That means he's right, y'all are wrong, and this takeover is about to go nationwide. I'm excited, honestly. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah. 83 illegal guns, 7 missing kids. Found during night raids in Chicago. That's what happens when you enforce the law instead of worrying about hashtags. Funny how the media always has time to say, orange man bad, orange man this, fascist this, but no time for kids being rescued. Insane. You wonder why? Ever? And wow, Democrats meltdown. I want you to listen to this Memphis man. He's not reading polls. He's actually living it.
All jokes aside, Trump, I just want to let you know, man, I got to stand with you. You sent them people here and they cleaned up our motherfucking streets. I'm talking about they cleaned them good. I don't see a YN nowhere doing nothing. I don't hear no motherfucking gunshots. I don't hear no cars burning rubber. I don't hear none of this shit, Trump. I'm talking about y'all took 600 criminals off the street. Y'all got 191 guns off the streets. Y'all got 50,000 in narcotics off the streets. Man, if I ever said anything crazy about Trump, I take it back. But one thing I can say, I don't know what the hell MPD been around here doing. For y'all to come here and make 600 arrests, goddamn, Memphis, y'all really looking bad. That chief that we hired out of Nashville, hey, y'all need to get her walking papers. Paul Young, get his ass them walking papers too. Sheriff Bunham, get his ass them walking papers too. All of them gotta go. This a motherfucking Rico sweep.
I mean, that's raw. That's street level. 600 arrests, almost 200 guns off the street, drugs gone, and instead of, chaos, people in Memphis are finally hearing silence. No gunshots, no burnouts. Obama talked hope and change. Trump just sent in, back up, and cleaned house. What I'm saying here is Obama's legacy gave us Obamacare and excuses. Trump's legacy, though? Receipts, raids, arrests, lives saved, voters flipping. That's why the meltdown is so loud. They know the tide is turning. So, if you made it to the end of this video today, I want you to, let's see, what do I want to come up with? Let's put Orange Man Good. Yeah. Y'all be safe. Go check on a friend today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.